So we are going to talk about the steps in scientific investigations. So scientific investigations, that means doing experiment, okay? But there are different steps inside. So let's talk about this story, okay? In the past, the people believed that heavier objects, okay, they'll fall faster than lighter object. That means if it is 4 kg, then it will fall faster than something with 2 kg. Okay? But one day, Galileo, okay, the scientist is called Galileo, he saw some hailstones, okay, some hailstone just like the eyes falling down, okay? The eyes falling down from the sky. We call it hailstone. They have different size. One is larger, one is smaller, okay? They have different size, but Galileo observed that the hailstone of different size, they fall down at the same time. So he asked a question. Okay, he asked a question. So what he asked is, why does the hailstone fall at the same time? So he asked a question. Then he formed a hypothesis. Okay, this one, hypothesis that is he is trying to explain what he observed. Okay, try to explain. All right. For example, he say, oh, maybe, perhaps, that means maybe. Perhaps all objects have the same falling speed. So he think, oh, maybe have something with 4 kg have the falling speed the same as something with 2 kg. Okay, so he formed this hypothesis. Okay, that means he tried to explain why different size of hailstone will fall down at the same time. So then he do an experiment, okay, to try to test his hypothesis, because his hypothesis is just a possible answer, okay, possible answer. So he want to test whether it is true or not. And he dropped 2 balls, okay, one is larger and one is smaller, one is heavier, one is lighter with different mass, okay. But after that, it is found that the 2 balls fell to the ground at the same time. So this is how he have the result. Okay, this is the result of his experiment. Okay, and then he analyzed the result. Okay, that means he analyzed the result and he draw a conclusion. Okay, drew, that means the past tense. He draw a conclusions. Okay, conclusion. So what conclusion is it? He say, the heavy and light object, they all fall down at the same speed. So this is the final conclusion after the experiment. All right, so this is the story of Galileo, and it shows different steps in scientific investigations. They first observe very carefully. Okay, they first observe using their eyes, using their senses, 5 senses, okay, to observe. And then they form a hypothesis. Hypothesis, it is a possible explanation. Okay, it's a possible answer to the question. Actually, there is a question, okay? When they observe, they ask a question first, right? And then they form a hypothesis. And the hypothesis is the possible answer for the question, okay? So try to explain their observation. And then they do the experiment to test, okay, to test the hypothesis, because it's just possible answer. They are not sure whether it is true or not. They design and do experiment. And then they analyze, okay, analyze the results, all right, analyze the result, maybe draw a table or draw a graph, okay. For example, they would draw a graph, okay, and then they can draw a conclusion. Draw, okay, in here, it is not drawing some graph or drawing some picture, okay, it's draw a conclusion. And so this is the steps of doing scientific investigations. So it shows that science is always based on evidence, because they are doing experiments and analyze the results, okay, to draw the conclusion. So, but sometimes, okay, if the results support the hypothesis, just like the Galileo, okay, it shows, oh, the hypothesis is correct. So the hypothesis, it will become the scientific knowledge to be accepted by all the people in the world. Okay, all the people will learn about their knowledge. But sometimes their experiment may find that, oh, they may disprove. Okay, disprove, that means do not agree. Okay, do not agree with, okay, the hypothesis. So maybe, oh, they find that the hypothesis is wrong, so the result do not support the hypothesis. Then they need to go back. Okay, maybe this is not the correct answer. Okay, so we need to think another possible answer. That means a new one. Okay, a new hypothesis. And then to continue to do different steps again. Okay, so until one day they may find that, oh, this one is the correct, the results support the hypothesis, then it can become the scientific knowledge. Okay, only until that day. Before that, they need to continue to do experiment and find and form a new hypothesis. Okay, until it becomes supported by the result. So this is the steps of scientific investigation.